You can't handle the truth.
Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Ayo, the mirror don't lie. Look at me, take a picture.
Hi, and welcome to 6 stories for 7 a.m. because there's a famine of truth in our land, but the clouds are starting to break just a little bit. This is your quick news fix, and the truth starts now. Well, lots of breaking stuff here this evening in D.C. Okay, I'm talking Monday night at 10 o'clock. Gang of 12 kids tried to, teenagers, right? Assaulting a woman. One of the DOGE boys, a young one, saw what was going on, right? This is what Elon wrote about it. He said, this happened because a gang of 12 young men tried to assault a woman in her car at night in D.C. A DOGE team member saw what was happening, ran to defend her, and was severely beaten to the point of concussion. But he saved her. It is time to federalize D.C. And there were pictures with this. This was a young guy. He was a small guy. He was all courage, doing the right thing, and he got the hell beat out of him. He was a bloody mess. But guess what? Trump immediately jumped on it and said, crime in Washington, D.C. is totally out of control. Local youths and gang members, some only 14, 15, and 16 years old, are randomly attacking, mugging, maiming, and shooting innocent citizens at the same time knowing that they will be almost immediately released. They are not afraid of law enforcement because they know nothing ever happens to them. But it's going to happen now. The law in D.C. must be changed to prosecute these minors as adults and lock them up for a long time, starting at age 14. The most recent victim was beaten mercilessly by local thugs. Washington, D.C. must be safe, clean, and beautiful for all Americans, and importantly, for the world to see. If D.C. doesn't get its act together, and quickly, we will have no choice but to take federal control of the city and run this city how it should be run, and put criminals on notice that they're not going to get away with it anymore. Perhaps it should have been done a long time ago. Then this incredible young man and so many others would not have had to go through the horrors of violent crime. If this continues, I am going to exert my powers and federalize this city. Make America great again. Well, I tell you what, that can't happen fast enough. And we can thank that jerk George Soros and his lunatic son for paying off all of the expenses to get these district attorneys in blue cities elected so that nobody goes to jail and everybody gets let out immediately. All of this has to stop. I vote federalize all the blue cities. This is a mess, and we've all learned to tolerate it, and it cannot go on. It's repugnant. It's awful. Our grandparents wouldn't understand that you can't go to the Capitol without having altercations with street thugs, and most of them are teenagers. All right, take two. This is a Breitbart report from Jasmine Jordan on probably the most important thing that's happened in the last 6 months, and that is James Comer, Republican from Kentucky, issuing subpoenas to all of your favorites, Let's get to it. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, Republican, Kentucky, announced Tuesday that he has issued subpoenas to some of the most powerful political figures of the past 3 decades to testify in an investigation centered on the horrific crimes perpetrated by Jeffrey Epstein, as described in the committee's press release. You see how this judo works in the swamp? All these Democrats have been yelling for 3 weeks. Oh, Trump's afraid of Epstein. Oh, Epstein, everything's Epstein. So they're using Epstein to take down all these top Dems. And there's nothing the Dems can say, and they can't vote against it. It's too funny. It's so Trump. It's just unbelievable. Among those now under subpoena are former U.S. Attorney General William Barr, former U.S. Attorney General Alberto Gonzales, former U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions, former FBI Director Robert Mueller, former U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch, former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder, Attorney General Merrick Garland, former FBI Director James Comey, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, former President Bill Clinton. The House Oversight Committee, through Chairman Comer, subpoenaed the Department of Justice for all records related to Jeffrey Epstein because the Democrats desperately wanted it, in accordance with a bipartisan vote by the Federal Law Enforcement Subcommittee on July 23rd. In a separate motion, the subcommittee directed the chairman to compel testimony from Bill and Hillary Clinton, along with several former U.S. Attorney Generals, FBI directors. The move is part of the committee's broader investigation into the federal government's handling of the Epstein case and associated individuals, including Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime accomplice, who is currently serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking of minors, and was meeting with Trump's legal team last week to negotiate her deal, and it must be juicy or this would not be happening now. This is the best. This is absolutely the break in the clouds. So just so you know, let's go through the dates because it's starting this month. August 18th, Bill Barr, the AG who just totally shirked his duty. August 26th, Alberto Gonzales, right? Obama guy. August 28th, Jeff Sessions, Attorney General, under Trump in his first time, and he recuses himself from the whole thing. Well, we're going to get to the bottom of that. September 2nd, Robert Mueller. Mueller's already got his backstory. He's completely lost it, and he's been in a facility for over a year, and I don't buy it. I do not buy it. But you know they're going to Hollywood up a movie and the whole thing. He won't know his name, his wife, anything. They're all going to do this. And if it works, and it's not going to work because they're going to find all kinds of video footage of this guy on vacation and doing all kinds of things. But everybody's going to try to medical up. The Clintons desperately will. So anyway, Mueller, we're not buying it. Loretta Lynch, another AG, she's on September 8th. September 30th is Eric Holder, everyone's favorite AG. And then on October 2nd, we have 2. Is it a coincidence? Merrick Garland, Attorney General under Biden, and James Comey, the head of the FBI under Biden, on the same day. You know they have all the receipts on both these guys. It's too much fun. There's not enough popcorn in the world for all this. October 9th, Hillary Clinton and October 14th, Bill Clinton. And you know there'll be the pathetic seniors. It will be on Golden Pond times 1,000. It's unbelievable. Well, it's just the best. All right. And I shared it with some people who have been like crazy for the last 2 months. About, we're not seeing any perp walks. We're not seeing people in cuffs, blah, blah, blah. Trump's not doing what he said he's going to do. Yeah, he is. Takes time. And I had one guy call me back and say, yeah, well, where's Comer and where's Brennan? Well, these people are tough, right? Well, that's another story. And here we go. This is former Obama officials face federal grand jury probe, right? This is separate. This is Comer's list was missing a few guys, some of the best MAGA baseball cards. John Brennan, man, we all want to see this guy go down. And James Clapper, he's been all over the legacy media trying to get sympathy points. We're already hiring attorneys. Should have thought of that, dude, before you committed high treason, you and your buddy Brennan. So let's see what they say here. The Department of Justice has reportedly opened federal grand jury investigation into several former Obama administration officials. Notice Obama's not on this list, right? Going to get all the goods on everyone. Everyone's going to give him up. It's too good. Former Obama administration officials for allegedly conspiring to push the false Trump-Russia collusion story during the 2016 election campaign. The investigation opens possible criminal charges for several of the former president's cabinet members, including Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, former CIA Director, John So Guilty Brennan, and former FBI Director James Too Tall Eagle Scout Comey, per the New York Post. National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard alleged in July that files and records showed former President Barack Obama colluded with intelligence services to undermine the election of Donald Trump by falsely linking him to Russia. There was a treasonous conspiracy in 2016 committed by officials at the highest level of government, Gabbard said. Their goal was to subvert the will of the American people and enact what was essentially a years-long coup with the objective of trying to usurp the president from fulfilling the mandate bestowed upon him by the American people. Telling the truth, Tulsi. And guess what? Pam Bondi is not going to seat this grand jury in D.C. because she knows she can't get a fair jury. She can't get a fair judge in D.C. And I'm hoping she's going to take this thing to Florida, where she's the queen bee and has all kinds of influence. And then we will get some justice with a capital J. All right. 16-year-old Texan sets 1,800-meter world record in the most impressive athletic feat ever. This happened on Sunday in Eugene, Oregon, the U.S. Track and Field Championships, and a 16-year-old high schooler from Fort Worth, Texas, is running in the group, a 16-year-old with all of these heavy-duty and seasoned 800 runners. This kid's name is Cooper Lutkenhaus, a junior at Northwest High School in Justin, Texas. And he placed second in this race, right? And he was in the back the whole time. And in the last 200 meters, this kid hit the afterburners and went from 7th to 2nd and broke the world record in his age class. And he finished a step behind the champion, Donovan Brazier, running the 4th best time in U.S. history and breaking his own best time by 3 full seconds. Steve Magnus, who wrote The Science of Running, hailed Lukenhaus's race and said that given Lukenhaus's age and experience, it was the most impressive athletic feat in history. So go Cooper Lukenhaus. Way to do it. Unreal. All right. BP, right? British Petroleum hasn't been doing so well recently, but they strike black gold. Texas tea. BP made its largest oil and natural gas discovery in 25 years off the coast of Brazil. And BP had been going PC and focusing on renewable nonsense energy to appease politicians and to appease Europe and to the disappointment of shareholders. Since the orange roughie blew the green new scam to kingdom come, BP focused on fossil fuels and struck it rich. My grandmother always said, the right way has the right of way. This was BP's biggest find since 1999. And since they dropped the green new scam, this is the 10th discovery they've made so far this year. This will be a game changer for British Petroleum and its shareholders. And guess what? They should all be thanking Donald Trump. They were all hiding in PC hell, and he opened the gates. All right, take six. We're going to have two short take sixers and then a absolute late last minute bonus for you. Okay, take six. Trump administration will not issue visas to foreign transgender athletes. The Olympics are coming to the U.S. DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, said yesterday that no biological males trying to compete in women's sports, the category she-males, will be granted visas to enter the U.S. Trump said having women compete with trans athletes is demeaning to women. We are standing up for the victims of leftist policies that defy common sense. Men do not belong in women's sports. This was all the Biden inversion, actually Barack and his bullies tearing apart the fabric of our society. No mas. And then another one. This is comical. Paul Begala, the advisor to President Clinton, predicts a 40-seat landslide for Democrats in the midterm in November of 2026. So if he's doing that, I'm going to predict a 22-seat landslide for Republicans, and Begala and Bill and Hillary Clinton will be heading to jail after the midterms. That's my prediction. Let's see who's right. Okay, and then a late night bonus. I've been watching for this all day. I did not believe it was going to happen. So here we go. Governor Greg Abbott filed an emergency petition Tuesday with the Texas Supreme Court to remove State Representative Jean Wu from office after Wu and other Democrats left the state to delay Republican efforts to redraw congressional district lines. Why are they doing that? To gain 5 more Republican seats in the midterms. So the lawsuit from Abbott, a Republican, barely, argues that Wu, the Texas House Democratic Caucus chair, violated the state constitution and that his absence amounted to abandoning office. Representative Wu has openly renounced these constitutional mandates by fleeing the state of Texas to break quorum, obstruct legislative proceedings, and paralyze the Texas House of Representatives, the lawsuit says. Absconding from the state during a constitutionally mandated session, not for lawful cause, but for the very purpose of subverting the legislature's ability to function, constitutes a flagrant violation of Wu's oath and is an intentional abandonment of his constitutional duty. So, if he can take out Wu, there's over 50 more Democrats hiding out in Illinois with Fat Man Pritzker, who believes he's going to be the Democrat running for president in 28. He should talk with AOC about that, and they should each do a screen test. Yeah, this guy's not getting anything. Anyway, there's 50 plus Dems hiding in Illinois, and hopefully they can all be thrown out of office, and Abbott can finally do what's right for what used to be a red state that is very pink and turning purple, infected from Austin. All right, so that's the end of that. This is Wednesday. It's hump day, and that means you're going over the top. That means we need all your energy, all your integrity, all your ability, and you will get it done. And we're heading into the soft part of August, right? Where people are taking off all over the place. So I want you to like us. I want you to share us with your friends. If you're sharing with two, find two more. I know you can do it. And make comments. I got some great comments today. Negative comments. I love negative comments. I have rhino skin. I don't care. I want to find out what people are thinking. And so that helps me. And so I'm going to help you. You know how? I'm going to pray to the Lord Almighty to bless you today, all day, that you'll do a fantastic job at work, and he'll help you with every challenge that comes your way. So let's get to it. That's it.